we've just optioned a property from an Academy Award-winning writer. So we're looking to possibly do that next, although we are, and I can't really say who we're talking.
Is there anything that you can share that you haven't shared?
There's not much that I can share. We haven't really announced it yet, but I'm playing a very different character that I almost didn't get the opportunity to play.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people might think, and I've said in the past, hey, I produce these films and I hire myself to be in them. So I'm producing the one I'm doing now, and the director was like, no, I don't think you're right for this character that I've designed. And I had to kind of like earn my way into the role and let him know about some of my experiences in my life that people aren't really aware of. So my character is like an ex-gangbanger who's a reformed criminal.
Really?
And my business partner was like, "You've been acting since you were 6. You wouldn't be able to like portray a character like this." And I was like, "Well, to be honest, I went to the public school system in LA where I had a lot of friends that were, unfortunately in that world, that lived in, East LA and downtown Los Angeles. And so I was able to really draw on those experiences and reconnecting with some of those friends to kind of like get connected back with that world to be able to bring this character to life and earn the role."
Those are the most genuine connections to characters like that. You often hear of a comedian, hey, there's a character that I built off of someone that annoyed me, that I grew up with, or there's a relative, or there's someone that I saw and just absorbed all of their, character and their being. And I have no doubt that you can do that with some of the people that you're saying that you grew up with, because in a sense you spend a lot of time together and there's a lot of formative time, and you sound a little concerned. Unfortunately, they were in that space, and just seeing from the outside, it's really easy to look at that and say, wow, in that situation, I'm trying to articulate myself.
No, you're right, though. It's based upon the fact that, like, in the LA school system, they the way the LAUSD works, the unified school system, is that, or school district rather, is they would bus in a certain number of kids into other areas to try to avoid that for the future. You don't want to just cordon off everyone like, okay, you live in this area, you can only go to school in this area. And so like a lot of my friends, they grew up in apartment complexes that had bars on the windows to, avoid break-ins, and like they were listening to gunshots at night, and that was not what it was like I lived pretty close to the school in the valley. But things kind of progressed a little bit, and I remember that by the time I got to junior high school, they put metal detectors at the school because there was like some kid who brought a gun to school, and my mom's like, okay, you're not going there. So, but that was what was going on in the early 90s in the LA area.
Are there any interview situations that you could do to revisit some of those conversations, to do research for this new role?
Like I said, I reconnected with my friends.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
to just kind of like see where they were at and how they didn't fall prey to that lifestyle. Because obviously, things are different now in LA, and there's a little, I would say there's still violence, but there's a little less like gang violence and sort of that realm that was happening in the early mid-90s.
That's wonderful. Do you have any release date or any, maybe this is going to be out in fall, maybe, because I just want to recap that. We've been talking about it for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I want to end on one of the projects that you're very proud of, but I'd like to say, so are we going to look forward to that maybe in the fall, in the summer?
We're still in principal photography. We have about a week left of shooting, so it'll probably come out like first quarter next year. It will come out in theaters.
That's wonderful.
We try to, we make sure that all our films come out and have a theatrical release. And then we've just optioned a property from an Academy Award-winning writer. So we're looking to possibly do that next, although we are, and I can't really say who we're talking to, but I will say this. There's a possibility that while I have only really done pop culture projects,
Yes.
I may be delving more into what Comic-Con audiences want to see outside of even doing the fantasy of Handbook for Mortals. So.